Are you ready?
Utilize all space on this rather busy flight today. If we can ask you to place any wheelie bags, preferably wheels first, into the overhead lockers, this will hopefully enable us to get as many bags in as possible. Thank you.
On behalf of the entire crew today, a very warm welcome aboard this British Airways flight to London's Heathrow Airport Terminal 5. To help us depart as soon as possible, please place only your larger trolley bags into the overhead lockers. As we are operating a very full flight today, we would kindly ask for your full cooperation in placing all other smaller items, such as handbags, rucksacks, jackets and coats, well underneath the seat in front of you, and this will allow the overhead lockers to be free for the larger bags coming on board. However, if you are sitting in a front row seat or an emergency exit row today, then the floor area must be completely clear for takeoff. Once your hand baggage is safely stowed, please do make yourselves comfortable and keep the aisle clear for all the remaining customers to join us on board. As a reminder, smoking, including e-cigarettes, vaping and the use of other smoking devices, is not permitted at any time else on board, and this does include the toilets, which are fitted with smoke detectors. Thank you.
My name is Alan, your in-flight manager on board this British Airways service to London Heathrow Terminal 5. Thank you for your patience. A bit of a disrupted day because of the weather around Heathrow. In fact, the whole that part of the country a bit rough. That's delayed us, and we'll do our best to turn it around and get on our way. It's a full flight down to Heathrow, and the only thing we need to ask you is to help the crew manage the cabin baggage situation. If you brought a wheelie bag into the cabin, that has to take priority into the overhead space for obvious reasons. Anything that is small enough to go under the seat in front of you, would be very grateful if you'd put it there. If you are seated, however, in row 1 or the overwing exit, then everything does have to go into the overhead locker so that there's nothing loose on the floor or on the seat for takeoff and landing. Once you have found your seat, make yourself comfortable and keep the aisle free for remaining customers to board. Thank you very much.
Boarded, and we will shortly be briefing you on the safety procedures of this aircraft. We do kindly ask you to remove your personal headphones until the end of the briefing. Portable electronic devices may be used during the flight as long as they're in flight safe mode. Unfortunately, Wi-Fi services will not be available on our flight today, so please do complete any emails or messages you wish to send now before putting your devices into flight safe mode. You may use handheld devices such as mobile phones, tablets and e-readers during takeoff and landing, as well as personal headphones at these times. Larger items, including laptop computers, must be switched off and stowed away safely. As a reminder, smoking is not permitted at any time whilst on board. Thank you.
Michael Kennett is my your captain. Welcome aboard British Airways, operating the flight the BA1389 shuttle to London Heathrow. Thanks for calling so promptly. Sorry we're running behind schedule, it's the late inbound arrival of this aircraft. We do so unfortunately have an air traffic control restriction, which doesn't let us push back from the gate here for another 30 minutes, that's 30 minutes. So I'll turn the belts off for a bit. If you need to use the toilet, please feel free, make any phone calls. The cabin crew, we will do our best to find any information for flight collections. It should actually just come through on your app if they've rebooked you if you've missed one. And we'll tell air traffic we're ready, so that hopefully it may come forward a little bit. We're not going very far, so hopefully the skies will clear and then we'll be able to go flying a little bit earlier. While we're waiting for that to happen, a few instructions. Touch my right, Senior First Officer Ben Lodge, straight to him in the cabin, led by your in-flight manager Alan. He's joined by Christopher, Faye and Martin. Once we do push back from the gate here at Manchester, Alan and the team will do a safety demonstration. We're on Airbus 319, please do pay attention, safety and security is always our prime concern at British Airways. That brings me to our seatbelt policy, which is if we put the seatbelt signs on for any reason during this short flight today, please do return to your seats. If you're walking around fasten your seatbelts, I suggest you keep them loosely fastened at all times, which is what we do up here. It'll keep you nice and safe. It might be a bit bumpy as we go through the clouds. We're cruising up at 21,000 feet today. Flight time is 30 minutes once we do get going. So that's the plan, and if it changes I will get back to you and keep you updated. If I put the bells on it means we're going, but at the moment the screen in front of me says we can't push back for another 32 minutes.
Control slots. These slots are dictated by from Heathrow. Today's due to weather. We've given our ready signal, so other craft who aren't ready go down the queue and we leapfrog ahead. So when we do, the flight deck doors go shut, it's all action stations, you'll see the crew come, so we need to be ready. So without sounding bossy, we'll sort of ask you to help us get ready by making sure your bags are either in the overhead lockers or under the seats in front of you, seatbelts fastened, etc., etc. This will mean that we're not pushed back and that we are on our way. If we do have any further information regarding connections, of course we'll share that with you. I know it can be very anxious and stressful, especially if this happens to you, but at the end of the day it's the company's responsibility to get you to your final destination without any further expense to yourselves. And what happens, it's not just British Airways, it's with the air traffic control restrictions, all airlines flying into Heathrow and departing from Heathrow are affected. So we will work together to help each other. So if worst case scenario you are disrupted, it may be that you're flying with a different airline to get you to your final destination, but rest assured you will get to your final destination and your bags have to follow you too. Like I say, until we actually start moving, it's how long is a piece of string, we don't know. So what we know we will share with you, but I hope that sort of helps and explains the situation. Any questions, I'm more than happy, I'll walk down. The crew I've asked the crew to hand out the water bottles in our Euro travelling cabin. If we have chance to do the snacks as well, we will do so. Our customers in our Club Euro cabin, my colleague will come through with water as well, and any snacks that you'd like. And that's about it. We'll do our very best to keep you comfortable. Obviously, if you do need to use the bathrooms, then there's only one at the front and one at the back. But again, if that flight deck door closes, that's the time I need everyone sitting down. Thank you. Time now for everyone to be in their seats with their seatbelts fastened. Please, with the armrests, the tray tables, the bags, please help us now to get the cabin ready quickly. Thank you. Cabin crew, that's doors to automatic and cross-check.
Whilst the cabin crew take their positions for the safety briefing, please can we remind you that smoking, including e-cigarettes, vaping and use of other smoking devices, is not permitted at any time whilst on board. This does include the toilets, which are fitted with smoke detectors. Personal devices should have the flight safe mode feature enabled now. Handheld devices must be held securely or placed into a pocket. Larger devices, including laptops, must be stowed away safely for takeoff and landing. If you do lose your device within your seat, then please do not move the seat and inform one of the cabin crew. Hand baggage must be placed under the seat in front of you or in an overhead locker so that it does not block the aisles or exits. Place items in the locker carefully as they may fall out and injure someone. We ask now for your full attention whilst we demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft, as they may differ from any aircraft that you have flown on before. Please check that your seatbelt is fastened securely and worn whenever the seatbelt signs are on, and it is fastened and adjusted like this, and opened like this. For your comfort and safety, we recommend keeping your seatbelt fastened and visible at all times. If the cabin air supply fails, oxygen will be provided and masks like this will appear automatically. If you are wearing a face mask, please remove it before fitting the oxygen mask. Stay in your seat, pull the oxygen mask towards you and place it over your mouth and nose and breathe normally, adjusting the band to secure it. Please note that the bag may not inflate. You may need to pull on a collared streamer to release your mask. Do ensure that your own mask is fitted before helping anyone else. Your life jacket is underneath or beside your seat. If required, remove the jacket from its container and pull it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist and tie them securely in a double bow at the side. To inflate, pull on the red toggle. The air can be topped up by using this mouthpiece. The whistle and light can be used to attract attention. Do not inflate your life jacket until you're outside of the aircraft. Should we need to evacuate, move quickly to the closest usable exit, taking nothing with you. Low-level lighting will guide you to an exit. All exits are clearly marked and they're being pointed out to you now. Please locate your nearest exit and remember it may be behind you. Opening the doors automatically inflates evacuation slides. High heel shoes must be taken off as they may tear the slide. Please now check that your seat is upright in the take-off position with your armrest down, your table folded away, personal devices are unplugged and window blinds are open ready for take-off. Finally, please study the safety card in your seat area before we depart, as this contains important safety information, including details of your brace position. If you do have any questions, please do ask the cabin crew. Thank you.
Lighting in the cabin will be adjusted for takeoff. If you need additional light to read, there's a button right above your head. Thank you, cabin crew. Seats for takeoff. just checked, had a quick look on my operational dashboard, and now that we've pushed, as I say, it becomes a bit more finite. Shows us getting into Terminal 5 at quarter to 3, 2:45. So that's what it's showing at the moment now. Okay. That we've taken off, a very warm welcome, and thank you for your generous patience whilst we were waiting to take off here from Manchester. Crew working alongside me, I've got Chris next to me, who working in our Club Europe cabin, and in our Euro Traveller cabin, Martin and Faye. All of us would like to welcome back our British Airways executive card holders and customers joining us from our One World Alliance partners. As usual, just a few reminders for everyone. Firstly, with your seatbelt, if the seatbelt sign is on like it is now, then you must be in your seat with your seatbelt securely fastened. If you need to access items from overhead lockers, please take care, as items do move during the flight and they could fall out and hurt someone. With regards to smoking, this includes all the different vaping devices, e-cigarettes, etc. None of them are permitted to be used at any time. This does include the toilets, which are fitted with smoke detectors. There are 2 toilets on board, one at the rear of the cabin if you're seated. From behind the curtain, do use the toilet at the rear. If you're seated in our Club Europe cabin, the toilet at the forward end in the galley here. Customers in our Club Europe cabin, serve drinks from the bar along with a light meal if you'd like to dine, and if you're seated in our Euro Traveller cabin, although the crew have already passed through with water and snacks, if you'd like any further refreshments, I'm sure they will be able to provide those for you. However, the onboard Highlight Cafe service, given the short flight, is not available on this service, and those of you who travel regularly from Manchester will realise this. We will give you any further information regarding our arrival at Heathrow. Like I say, we're scheduled to, we are showing as arriving at 1:45 the hour. This is of course subject to any holding that may be imposed upon us, but let's hope, fingers crossed, that does not happen. Thank you.
been asked to slow down by Heathrow. It's quite busy, and that is the reason for the air traffic control routes as well. So I do really apologise for the late departure. We really did our best. We did tell them we were ready. Unfortunately, it didn't come forward as the way it is sometimes. We'll be planning on touching down at about 2:45 in the afternoon, which is about an hour and 45 minutes behind our scheduled arrival time. So that's about 25 to 30 minutes from now. We may find ourselves flying around in circles just waiting for our turn to land, but I hope that won't be more than 5 minutes or so. That's the plan, and if it changes I'll get back to you, so expecting to touch down in the next 25 minutes. Thank you.
Hello everyone, as we are approaching London Heathrow Airport Terminal 5, the seatbelt signs will be switched on in approximately 15 minutes time. To help us prepare for landing, please could you now gather your personal belongings ready to be put away. If you wish to dispose of any waste, please do hand this to a member of the crew who will be passing through the cabin shortly. Here at British Airways we are immensely proud of our long-standing charity partnership with Comic Relief called Flying Start. Together, our customers and colleagues have raised millions of pounds to help children and young people living through the most challenging times, both in the United Kingdom and around the world. If you would like to help us, you can today by simply donating any spare change in any currency into our charity collection bag, which a member of crew will be passing through the cabin with shortly. Your change can indeed make a real difference. Alternatively, you can donate using the QR code on the envelope, or by donating through the Wi-Fi portal. On behalf of British Airways, Comic Relief and Flying Start, we thank you very much in advance for your continued support and generosity. London Heathrow Airport. Please now return to your seat and make sure all your personal belongings are safely put away in the overhead lockers or underneath the seat in front of you. Customers sitting in the front row or an emergency exit seat today should place all items in the overhead lockers, leaving the floor area around your seat completely clear. Please check that your table is folded away, your seat is in the landing position with the armrest down, and your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you are seated by a window and have lowered the blind, please return this to its open position for landing. You may also continue to use handheld electronic devices, but these must be held securely or placed into a pocket. Larger items, including laptops, must now be switched off and stowed away safely. Please also take a moment to remind yourself of your nearest exit and study the safety card in your seat area. In the event of an emergency, you must leave all hand baggage behind. Thank you.
Lighting again in the cabin will be adjusted. For landings, you need additional light. Just above your head, thank you. Thank you, cabin crew, seats for landing. warm welcome to London Heathrow Terminal 5, where the time just after 2:45 in the afternoon. Please remain seated until the seatbelt sign has been turned off, and when it is safe to do so, remember those overhead lockers are very full. Take care when opening them, as items may fall out and hurt someone. You're able now to make and receive calls as well as use all data services on your handheld electronic devices. Before leaving us, please check you have all your personal belongings with you. If your journey ends at Heathrow, follow the yellow signs for arrivals. If you're connecting, then you follow the purple signs for flight connections. Once again, those customers who have got their onward boarding card, if you know your flight has already departed, the one that you were booked on, you need to just go to the desk with your boarding card, and they will, the staff there will rebook you onto the next available service. If, however, your departure has not yet, it's not yet time, once again the acid test is you present your boarding card to the gate, the scanner. If it opens, then make your way as quickly as possible to the gate, having checked which gate you're departing from. And if it doesn't open when you scan your boarding card again, you need to also go to the desk that's right by those departure gates. As it's a domestic arrival, there is no further security if your departure is from Terminal 5. If you have to make your way over to Terminal 3 because you're with American Airlines or any other carrier from either Terminal 2, 3 or 4, then you will need to follow the purple signs for other terminals, and a bus will take you either to 2, 3 and 4. Make sure you get on the correct bus, and it takes about 15 minutes. You will probably have to go through security because you're changing terminal. There will be colleagues on the ground, and when you depart here, we're going to be on the main terminal building here. There may well be colleagues wearing like a purple tabard, helping with flight connections. They might have an iPad displaying either your flight or your name. So do keep your eyes peeled for that information. If anyone who needs any assistance, there will be uniformed colleagues to assist you. Well, we wish you a very safe onward journey. We thank you for your generous patience, and it's been our pleasure to look after you. I hope myself and the crew have done as much as we can on this short flight and given you as much information, and we appreciate your gracious cooperation and understanding. Thank you very much. Nearer the time, okay. 7:25, the BA1389. So if you refresh your booking, you'll see it on your phone, okay. If you want to have a paper boarding card, go to the desk and they'll give you a replacement. They'll tear up your old one. But if you've got it on your device, you can go to it. I'm sure the youngsters will show you how to do that. That's what they get. Okay, have a lovely time, okay.
Okay, thank you. Doors manual and cross check.
flight connections. It's on Seagate, and the other train to Seagate. Seagate, it's actually 61. I couldn't get a stand for the San Diego. I'll try again one more time.